Hello YouTube, and welcome to just a quick update to show you what I've been working on over the last couple evenings. So as you can see, I've got the Rapido totally wired telephone poles in the background. Those are again just something I bought a couple years back that I ended up buying a couple sets. I only put one set on my old layout because I didn't think one would really cover that much, and it really did. So I had a couple spares, so obviously I'm saving them for my new layout. But I mean, obviously, telephone poles are one aspect of things. The other aspect, obviously, would be the high voltage carrying lines, which is this new kit that Walthers brought out. They're basically calling it the modern high voltage transmission towers. Pretty interesting. It's a decent kit. It's basically composed of a bunch of sticks. These are actually, for some reason, extras. There are no holes drilled in them, whereas those other ones you can actually see holes in them. But basically, it's a pretty decent kit. Comes in 3 sprues, and then basically you get a couple different styles of I guess transmission lines that you can build, or at least like the insulating arms that you can build. So they give you plenty of extra pieces in case you break a few, and in my case I did. One of the biggest, I guess, drawbacks or pains in the butt about this kit is each one of these holes has to be drilled out with a .70 drill bit, and it's a real pain in the ass. For the most part, most of them were injected pretty good. Couple of them, when I started drilling through, there just wasn't enough material in some spots, and the drill bit just kind of wandered and broke through. And I mean, the reason why you want to do that is the novelty with this kit is it actually comes with, I guess, a hydro line that you can string through. So just to sort of give you an example with trying not to break anything. Actually, I can't even do that from here, but basically it strings through, and then you can stretch it across and sort of make it look like high tension wires, which is, neat, because I mean, you know, they are pretty detailed in terms of, construction. And again, it's got the extra holes. So basically, you can build one of, I think, 3 different configurations for these poles. One thing I thought that was kind of lacking in this is normally there's additional cleats for, maintenance crews and stuff to climb up on. So I sort of thought that was a little lacking. But basically, everything in the kit you get enough to build 5 regular poles, and then you get a 90-degree turn pole, which I don't really understand. I've been trying to sort of drive around the neighborhood and see if I could find any examples like this, but basically it's supposed to turn everything on the 90 degree. To me, what I would probably do with this is I would, get my lines going across the layout and just use that sort of loop the line around. But that probably would take some planning because obviously you don't want to be dragging the line through an entire row of these. So that'll be interesting when I eventually get the layout going. And then obviously you can see how I sort of painted everything. So in this case, instead of my traditional Krylons, I used some Tamiya paints. So the basically tower and stuff is AS16, and then the insulators I did separately with the AS7. So the technique I used basically was, obviously you won't see it on some of these because I only really went back and painted the ones that I was using, but as you can see, the insulators are different colors, so I sort of hit as best I could with the AS7, the darker gray, as much as I could just primarily on the insulators. Then I masked them off, and then I went over the whole thing with the AS16, which is the lighter gray, just to give it a little bit more detail, a little bit more contrast. And I think if I zoom in a little bit, you'll probably get a little bit more of a feeling of that. So basically, that's one style, that's 2 styles, That's the three styles that you're able to build. And if I actually use this paper, you can sort of now see the difference in coloring with the insulators versus the towers themselves. So I just thought that would give it another, I guess, additional dimension, or at least it wouldn't be so blah, sort of sitting there statically in the background. So I definitely thought these were cool. Obviously, I bought two kits. I've only put together one for now. I really just want to put it together because, again, I don't have a layout right now at the moment to put anything on. So I just want to assemble it and obviously show you guys for, I think it was about 35 bucks Canadian at the local hobby shop. And so, for that price, yeah, it was kind of neat. I definitely think it was worthwhile. But that's about it for this update. Until next time, see you around, have fun, and enjoy.